Hello, everybody. This is Paul Herman, the Prince of Motivation, also host of Zaka Presents My Journey. We're creating a vulnerable and positive platform where you can get inspired and motivated from different leaders from our community. Today's guest is Circe Saint Louis, another co-founder of Zaka. How you doing, young man?
Paul, better now that I'm talking to you.
Welcome, man.
Happy to be. I was impatient. I was impatient. I've been nervous about that all day long, to be honest.
Don't worry, the viewers are obviously very excited to hear about you, hear about your journey, and also just know what's going on, and with Zaka. You guys have been the past interviews were amazing, Francois, and also with Greg, and now I'm here with you. So before we get into Zaka, could you give the viewers a little bit more about yourself, a little bit about your background, where you're from?
Me, I'm from Haiti, from the Caribbean. So I grew up there, basically. So and I studied university in Haiti as well. But I finished my university in the US, and after that, I major in finance, and then I live in Minnesota, New York, Atlanta, in the US, and now I'm in Europe. So uh, basically that's for my background. So Caribbean guy, and then numbers guy, finance. So yes.
Now, just so you're coming from Haiti, right? And
Yes.
what part of Haiti were you in?
The capital, Port-au-Prince.
Ah,
Port-au-Prince, exactly.
Prince. Yes, yes. So you're in Haiti and you make this transition over to the US. How was that change for you? Like, how was that transition? Coming from Haiti, you said you were at the university in Haiti, right?
Yes, I studied in a university in Haiti. My university in Haiti had a partnership with the American embassy, and then they selected 5 students from my university to to finish their degree in the US. And luckily, thanks God, I was one of these 5 students. So that's how I was able to do my 2 last years of college in the US at the University of Minnesota.
Okay. Now, the University of Minnesota. So now you're in Haiti, you're in the Caribbean, and now you're in Minnesota. Like, how is that actual environment? Caribbean
I'm not.
is
I'm
obviously different from obviously living in the States, but like, how was that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Just to put it in perspective for you. I remember when I left AED, like it was end of August, and it was like 85 degrees Fahrenheit. When I arrived in Minnesota, it was like 40 something. And
Ooh.
sorry for your viewers. I was like, what kind of F country is that? No, but that was the first shocker. And after that, came all the cultural, social, culture shock. You see that, I mean, all this stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. At the beginning, I cried a lot. I cried because of the weather. I cried because I miss my friends and family. I cried because how can I put it? Like it was the first time that I was in an environment I couldn't find people who look like me, because at that time Minnesota had 4% of black people. So to be honest, everything it was like I jumped in a different dimension. It was like another completely on another world for me. But like everybody, I adapt, and then to be honest, after that, my time there was one of the best part of my life. To be honest, my time there after that.
Now, when you got to Minnesota, you said you finished your last 2 years. So
Mhm.
did you go right into the workforce at that point? You said you were into finance.
Yes, exactly. So after Minnesota, what I did, I wanted to, like at that time, my mindset was that okay, eh, how can I say? At that time, I was like, I, I'm from a country where not that many people have high level education. So I was like, okay, so I want to go back in the country to give back. to help. So after graduation, what I did, I went back to AED. I stayed there for 2 years. I work in the private sector and for the government. I went when I in the private sector. I worked for a construction company as a finance director, and then after that, I work I was in the Ministry of Justice in the in the cabinet of the minister, administrative counselor. I did that for 1 year, but after that, like, to be honest, I enjoy it. I learn a lot, but I was looking for other challenges, and then I went back to the US, and that's when I moved to New York. So because I'm a guy, like, I'm always looking for a challenge. It's a challenge, Paul. In fact, I told you I'm in Europe now, so I need to move, and now that's why I'm with Zaka now, a new challenge. I'm always looking for challenge. Exactly.
So your college education helped you out in the job force. Is that correct?
Yes, my college education. To be honest, because my scholarship to my scholarship to study in the US, I got it from the American embassy. So when I went back to the country after like 1 week or 2 weeks, the embassy called me and asked me like, "Are you already working?" I was like, "Not yet. I'm still looking." And then they were like, "Okay, go to that company, apply for that job, and they follow the process." I went to the company, apply, interviews, everything. So it was, as I told you, it was a job for a finance director. And then, like, after all the process, and I got hired. And but yes, it's, I would say, because of my education, and also because of my sponsor, which was the American embassy at that time.
Mm. Well, congratulations on that. You know, to be
Thank you, thank you,
backed up by the US
thank
embassy.
you.
Woo! Definitely had some people working for you at that point in time, helping you.
Oh, me, how I would say, I believe in God a lot. I would say it's God work, man. To be honest, because as I believe in God a lot, I always said like, okay, that's true. Like, that should add the education, blah blah. But I always believe like, okay, I might have like things got the intelligence, all this stuff, but I always say that like, I don't do that much to deserve all these blessings, you see what I mean? Because
Mhm.
there are other people who are doing much more than me, and they don't have this kind of opportunities. But like, these blessings are coming to me. Of course, like, I do my part too, studying this kind of stuff, but again, it's all God work, man. That's all I can say. All God work.
It's good that you have something you believe in, and especially during the time of you transitioning from Haiti over, coming over to the States. Obviously, like you said, it was very hard for you transitioning. You had to kind of believe in yourself, and obviously believe in something, above you in a sense to kind of push you through. What are some of that mindset that you applied when you started to work in corporate America? Obviously you had that opportunity to possibly go back to Haiti, like, but what made you continue to say like, no, I'm gonna build a name for myself here in the States and create a life for myself in the States? How do you go about that?
Yeah, as you said, you just said something. In addition to believing God, like, I'm a basketball fan and I like Kobe Bryant. There is a quote of Kobe, and I remember I was a teenager when I heard that quote, and since then I keep it. I keep it for myself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Okay. So when I went back to AED, I did what I had to do, and then like I was like, okay, so I want to do more. Like, I want to grow more, because to be honest, uh, Haiti, there was a lot to do, but as the market was super small, there wasn't that much opportunity to grow as a professional. So that's when I decided to go back to go back there. So my mindset was that, okay, eh, I have friends. I have friends like, who went there, they struggled, but they did it. If they can do it, I can do it too.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm saying, that's where that mentality, like, believing in yourself. But I know along the way I was going to struggle, but nothing valuable in life is easy. So that mindset of believing in myself, and also willing to face the challenges, push me to go back to the US.
Mhm.
Even though I know that like, if I stay in AD, it was going to be much more comfortable. But like that growth, that professional growth, I wouldn't get it in AD, to be honest. That professional growth,
Wow.
because the market is too small.
No, no, no. Of course, I mean, and that's something that in our conversation that I had with Greg and also with Francois, being able to come to the States, and making a life for yourself and being able to provide and go back to your country. Since I know you do a lot of work with Haiti, could you speak more about that?
In addition to my professional career, that like I work both in the public and private sector in Haiti. With my family, we started an organization which is the St. Louis Foundation. So what we do exactly is that like we help kids in need with their education fees. So we studied like we started in 2011 with one kid. In 2011 with one kid. Today, we have more than 30 kids that we are sponsoring, sending to school, paying their tuition fees. So that's what we are doing exactly. And to be honest, it's one of the things that I'm very proud about, to be honest, because I believe in education. If
Mhm.
I'm talking to you today, Paul, it's strictly education. If I'm talking to you,
Wow.
because I can, especially, I know that like Greg told me that you are from the Caribbean too. You
Yes.
know, uh, we are from some places where we don't have this kind that many opportunities as we have in the US. So it's easy to go the wrong way
Mhm.
because especially that the quality of education is that really that good. Some very few school, okay, yes, but in general the quality of education in AD is not that good. And personally, I have a lot of friends who went the wrong way. You see what I mean? But like these friends, one key thing that separate me that not separate, I'm not gonna say separate. One key thing that made the difference is education. See what I mean? When I decided like to go to university, this kind of age, these friends they were like, okay, I'm gonna hustle. You see what I mean? And then like some of them are in prison now, and me went to university, got an opportunity to get a scholarship to go to the US, and then now I'm talking to you. You see what I mean? But otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know if I will have that opportunity to without education, to be honest.
So something that I'm catching right now is that the two main things that have kind of gotten you through to where you are right now within your career has been believing in a higher power, but also education
Yeah.
has gotten you to that point in time. Obviously with your studies, you never let it. You never took advantage of it in a sense. Like you knew that there was an opportunity there, and I feel like something that's very important with individuals that do come from the Caribbean, knowing where you come from is always very important, especially in the long haul, to know where you're going.
Yeah.
So during that journey, you could think back and being like, you know what, I'm here. There's a lot more opportunities. I'm a lot more privileged by being out here in the US versus being in Haiti. The financing, there's a lot of great things that do come here. Do you miss Haiti? Like, what's going on with that? Talk about.
If I miss AED, yes. To be honest, since I've been living abroad, every year I go to AD at least once a year, every year. And then especially for my foundation, the St. Louis Foundation, one thing that I try to do every December is that bring a lot of toys for the kids in need in the hospital. So it's one thing that I started developing with my wife in back in 2015. But last year we didn't go because of COVID. But if I miss AD, yes. But I miss AD, but it's not like I don't have the opportunity to go there. I'm still in contact with the country. My mom still lives there, but even though most of my friends they are abroad now, but I'm still in contact with the country. But missing it, yes, I do miss it, to be honest,
Mm.
because you know how it is. The Caribbean, the Caribbean beaches, like when I say beaches, playa, playa, la playa. So they are the best in the world. You know that.
Yes, without a doubt, the water is clear, the sand,
Exactly.
the sun
Yeah.
hitting you. It is an amazing place to be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
viewers, listeners, if you're listening right now, definitely when this pandemic is over, you definitely need to get out there to the Caribbean. Definitely visit places like Haiti. You
Yeah,
know, and
definitely.
you went from Haiti to the US and then now you're in Europe. Tell me what's going on in Europe right now. Like what are you doing out there for work?
It's a combination, work and my wife, to be honest, because my wife, now I'm in Spain. I'm in Barcelona. I've been here for the past 6 years. Why? And I met my wife in university, exactly in the US. I met her in university, and then we spent, let's say, 5 years dating long distance. And after a while, we had a big fight. Who is supposed to move to join to move for the other? So at that time, I was living in Atlanta, and I have to tell you, Paul, it's impossible for a man to win that battle. So she, she won. She won, so I had to move. And then at the same time, when I was about to quit my job, in my like the boss, my the boss of my boss told me, hey, we are opening an office in we are opening an office in London. I know you're not going to London, but like if you are okay with it, we are looking for someone who speak French, English, and Spanish. So we are willing to let you work remotely, but if you want the job, it's yours. And then like so that's how I've been a pioneer in working from home since I've moved here 6 years ago. Exactly.
Just creating opportunities and taking on those opportunities, opening.
Yeah.
And it seems like all those opportunities that come your way, you're like you said, you're obviously it is challenging, but you obviously do face it head on. And I think that speaks to the character you are as an individual and the inspiration within your story of that.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Go ahead.
no, I was just saying that it just obviously led you to Zaka. You know, all those from coming from Haiti, you know, from your educational story to you being in corporate America to your foundation to, you know, developing a life, you know, for yourself within the US and, you know, obviously getting married, you know, there's a lot of great things that have come through that. And that comes to like a certain type of mindset of an individual. Like you never did settle. It didn't seem like you were comfortable along this journey. And now you've collaborated with these individuals to form Zaka. Now why did you want to get involved with the Zaka move?
The reason that I wanted to get involved with Zaka, different factors. The first factor is that like it's Greg and Francois, because these guys I know them for a long time, and then like I've done other superficial things with them, and I love the dynamic among us. So just to give you an idea, is that like when I went back to AED after a college with Greg, we tried to start a company. It didn't work. It didn't work, but like it's like that idea of collaborating together has been always there. And also, I love how can I love when I'm in a position to give back. I love to give back. So during our conversation, I explained you so I had some opportunities, blah blah. Now with Zaka, when we talk about the project, and I saw that okay, so I had that experience. Okay, that project, it's exactly what I needed when I transitioned to the US, because I did have that resource. Now, it's not because that I didn't have it that I don't want someone else not to have it. Now, when I saw that, I was like, okay, so this is the direction. So I want to offer, something that I didn't have. So that's why like I drop into Zaka, so that like people who are going to this transition, like me, immigrants, this kind of stuff. So they have that resource and struggle much less than I did when I transitioned to the US. So that's why I really love the project, and that's why I mean when we talk about it, I was like, okay, no need to say more. Sign me, sign me up.
Sign me up.
Exactly, exactly.
It's always one of those things where we're like, especially coming from the Caribbean, like, wow, if we had this in the Caribbean, if we had more of this, or if I knew more of this when I was coming up, growing up, the things changes in my life, the decisions I would have made. So now with Zaka on the rise, what are some of the things that the viewers, listeners could expect with Zaka?
Well, so first of all, like Zaka, the way that you should see it, it's a force-driven engine. The reason that I'm seeing that, I'm saying that, let's say someone might come to Zaka trying to looking for some kind of inspiration, but that person might end up being inspiring other people. You see what I mean? So it's an engine. So it's a give and take a platform. Okay, because that's true. Like we all have our vulnerable, like defect. Okay, it's normal that when you have defect, okay, you look for support somewhere else. But through that a search, through that like exploration, like for I don't know, like a piece of my a courage, this kind of stuff, you discover yourself and you discover that you have greatness within you. And like and without noticing, automatically you start showing that greatness. And now you who were looking who came to Zaka to look for that inspiration, suddenly, especially with the section My Cycle, you start sharing your experience. And by sharing your experience, you know what? You who got inspired by one person, when now it's your turn to inspire 10 people. So that's why I'm saying it's an engine. So it's not only like it's not only like something passive, something passive. It's like you are getting, you are giving. So that's that's how I envision Izaka. Like in that way, like we empower each other and like we move forward, and then like we accomplish greatness. That's why I see it.
Very powerful, very inspirational. What are some of the things that you would want a subscriber, like when they sign up for Zaka? What is one of the main things you would want them to walk away with?
You come to Zaka, most likely it's because you are looking for something. Maybe because you have some doubt, some fear, you're not confident enough. So maybe that's why you come to Zaka. Now, after when you start exploring the platform, no, but when you feel like that, if you allow me to go back, when you have this doubt, fear, you don't feel that confident. Sometimes you're in a mindset when you think you are alone dealing with these struggles, and then
Mhm.
like when you go to Zaka, okay, you find you find other people, okay, you find a group, you find a community going through the same, it automatically that you see that like you're not alone, you're not alone anymore. Automatically that empower you, that
True.
empowers you, and then like so that like, empowers you, and like so that like you can do more and be more. So that's what I want when people come to Zaka. They have to get a to come in mind. You come on Zaka to be more and do more. That's what I want.
Wow, wow. Well, very, very inspirational. Again, to say, we definitely. I'm walking away from this interview very empowered by what you from your.
You're making me blushing, eh?
And you were nervous, before, but you honestly did a phenomenal job expressing your journey and giving, the listeners an opportunity to kind of hear about your story, but also empowering them and educating them along the way, and showcasing to them what worked best for you. And I feel like that is a very important thing, that when you reach a certain place in your life, like you mentioned, you said that you're at a place where you want to give back. And I feel like as an artist, as a human being, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, businesswoman, you want to get to that point in your life where you can give back, and you're doing it obviously through your foundation, through the work that you do within your community by going back over to Haiti and across the world, and then obviously now with Zaka. Is there any last thing that you want to kind of give to the listeners before we end off on this call?
So, like, one thing that I want people to know is that, like, join the movement. The reason that you have to join the movement is that, like, Zaka, maybe we are setting it up, but it's your platform. Why is that? Because it's very inclusive. Like that, to start, like the word like has different meanings from all over the place. Like, for example, in Hebrew it means kindness. In Arabic, let's say intelligence. In AD, for us, Zaka, it's a symbol of resilience, a great harvest. So if you are listening to me now, and then you are part of that community, the immigrant community, and then like you are looking for a home, and then like you want to do more and be more, Zaka is the place to be. And we want you to come to share your story, because it's only with real people and real story that we're gonna make each other better and move forward and make that world a better place.
Well, you
Thank you.
definitely doing it again. Seriously, I want to say thank you again for taking the time out to share your story. Again, to the listeners, if you want to hear more interviews like this, definitely visit zakaconnect.com, where you can get more information on Zaka and hear more about Circe, Greg, and also Francois, and all the other individuals that we will be interviewing as well too, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. Until the next time, guys.
Thank you, Paul. It was great talking to you.
Yes, thank you, Circe.
Thank you. Bye bye.